I'm Alan Weiss, and this is The Writing on the Wall. Welcome back to Writing on the Wall. My title today is Paucity of Candidates. This is May, mid-May right now when we're shooting this in 2023, so we're a year and a half about from the presidential elections, and I think there's a paucity of candidates. I'm sure that most of you probably agree with me. You know, right now, President Biden has a 36% approval rating, which is dreadful at this stage, and he's trailing Donald Trump, who at this point is in 3 separate trials, one of which just convicted him of, I believe, sexual harassment and fined him $5 million. Biden trails Trump. Hunter Biden, the president's son, has a laptop problem. Foreign money entering the accounts, and according to people who have investigated, some of the very credible sources, the money went to 9 different members of the Biden family. Is it true or not? Well, we'll find out shortly. Trump has clearly been alleged and probably guilty of fomenting the Capitol riot that has now put so many people deservedly in jail, but certainly not quelching it, not squashing it, not discouraging it. The 89-year-old Dianne Feinstein, senator from California, who's done great work in the Senate over the years, but who is 89 years old, and the nice people, the wonderful people of California, should have foreseen this, because I think she was 87 or 88 when they reelected her, whatever it was. She's been propped up now, supposedly recovering from a shingles operation, and is wheeled back into the Senate because they need her vote. But even Democrats are admitting she doesn't always know to whom she's talking, often repeats herself, and forgets a whole lot of stuff. Fetterman, the senator who won in Pennsylvania in the last election, after a debilitating stroke, isn't even allowed in the Senate anymore. He's on the road raising funds because he's pretty seriously disabled still from the stroke. Biden, the president, is really not permitted to speak extemporaneously. The Democratic National Committee, for example, as of this recording, has determined there will be no debates in any primaries for the presidential seat because they don't want President Biden in debates. They keep him away from the press. I think he's had the fewest press conferences of any sitting president ever. So they resort to shouting at him from a distance. But he's clearly not on top of his game cognitively. Kamala Harris is somebody who's scaring her own party. And at this point, a year and a half from the election, I will wager a bet, a good cigar, maybe some Macallan, that Biden and Harris together will not be the ticket in 2024. I don't see how they can be. But your side of the bet may be protected because there is a paucity of candidates. Who else is going to run? Ms. Harris was asked to take charge of the border situation and never went there. She was asked to be the liaison with Latin and Central and South America. President of Nicaragua said, "I've never met her, I've never heard from her." There is a profound difference, and you've seen this at your local levels as well, between the behaviors needed to successfully be elected and the behaviors needed to successfully govern. And not many people have both. And so the people who appear on the political stage are people with the behaviors to run. But if they can govern well, it's an accident. Some senators in the United States serve longer than monarchs. And if you take out Queen Elizabeth, some of them have served longer than almost all the monarchs. Senator Byrd, for example, the late Senator Byrd, was in the Senate for 51 years. And many of them today are there for 25, 35, 40-something years. The average senator is worth over $1 million. That's average. And the average congressperson makes 12 times the average American household income. Third-party candidates in the United States have proved virtually impossible to be viable. So, the question that we always ask is, don't we always get the kind of government we deserve? No, we deserve better.